Thank you, Chad. If this is the wrong one? One thing! Hi, my name is Steve Carignan. I'm the Executive Director of the Gallagher Bluedorn. It's been a while since we've talked and communicated, and some questions are starting to generate. So my socially distant assistant, Chad, has collected some of the best of those questions from the interweb, and he's going to be asking me them in a socially distant, appropriate way, and I'll try to give you an answer. So here we go. Thank you, Chad. Will there be a season? Well, yes, I think there will be a season. As this started, from the very beginning, we've been thinking about two things primarily. One of them is, of course, the safety of our audience and our artists. And that has to be job one. But the other part of it is economic viability. If we have a show and can't get people to come, then we won't be successful. Likewise, if we can't keep people safe when we get someone sick, then we've broken our moral duty to keep our audience safe. Yes, Steve, but will there be a season? Well, it's a good question. The season is a moving target, and to be honest, we've had seasons and we've lost seasons. Early in the springtime, our spring season melted away as tours canceled, and already this year, many of the fall tours have canceled. Now, the good news is we saw some of this coming, and we were able to get ahead of it. And so we reached out to agents and artists who we had planned to come, and we started rescheduling them before they canceled their tours. And because we were able to do that, we were able to move a lot of our best artists, the ones we really wanted to have, we were able to move them forward into future seasons, so into the spring of next year and into the summer. So the good news is there will be a season, it will be great. The bad news is we really won't know when it will be. I guess I would say somewhere around October this year, we're going to be able to get a real sense of what will happen in the spring. But until then, we'll just have to keep you updated. Oh, good. A new question. What are you doing in the meantime? Well, this is a challenging question because we don't want to be idle. We have a whole bunch of creative and innovative people, and we have a whole bunch of people in our community that want to be served. They want to be entertained. They want to be delighted. And so we started really racking our brains and really working hard on how to do that. And I'll give you 3 examples of things that we're doing to keep things alive. And the first thing is, so we've been working a partnership with the Hearst Center for the Arts and the Main Street Cedar Falls group for almost 20 years. And we put Movies on the Moon, which is a long series that's been down in Overman Park. And we were looking at canceling it, like we've had to cancel so many things. And then we had this notion. We have this notion that maybe going back in time to the days of the drive-in was a way we could create a safe environment and still have that family experience. And so that's what we've done. And in fact, not only have we figured out how to have drive-in movies and put the series on, but because it's sold out so quickly, because there's so much demand, with the support of our friends group, we were able to actually add a second showing of all the movies and bring another bunch of people. So we're serving to almost 1,200 people every time we do one of these movies. And we're back in business, which is awesome. Another thing that's happening, we have one of our dance recitals is coming. And we've canceled a couple dance recitals already this year because we couldn't figure out how to do them safely. But this partner is really willing to work with us, and we've been doing a lot of homework and really developing some safety processes. And most of all, frankly, we know that the dancers in these dance companies have been working for their whole year to have this dance experience for their families. And it's an important thing. It's the performer performing for the family, and we didn't want to cancel it. And so we worked with the dance company, and we just reinvented the dance recital. There's twice as many as there used to be so they can perform for smaller audiences. We have more than a dozen dressing rooms instead of 2 dressing rooms so we can socially distance people. The stage is gridded so that no one gets within a 6-foot ratio of each other so we can maintain social distancing for artists. And then last but not least, the staff of the Gallagher Bluedorn and a couple volunteers are stepping forward, and they're being cleaners, and they're managing the crowds, and they're making sure that our social distance standards and masking and things like that are enforced. And so rather than cancel, we were able to innovate our way to a new format. And more important than anything else, those kids get to dance for their families. The last thing I'll tell you, and it's something other folks are doing and we're going to start doing more of, is streaming. And so that means on your computer or on your phone, you'll be able to see live streams of what we think of right now will be mostly local artists or regional artists, but it's a chance to see somebody performing live and give them feedback and have a little bit more creativity in your life. Oh, gosh. When will you announce your shows? So this is so tempting because we have a full schedule of shows starting in the spring. And I would love to share them with you because some of the shows are awesome, but we really don't want to announce them too early. There are some performing arts centers that have done that and then had to pull them back, claw them back. And so what we want to do is we want to make sure we can actually deliver those shows. When we communicate with you, I want it to be accurate, and I want to keep your trust. And so we will only announce shows when we know we can actually present them. And when we announce them, we'll tell you about any special conditions. If we're going to have social distancing, if we expect masks, if we have any kind of special conditions that we add to that show experience to keep you safe, we want you to know about it on the front end so you can make a good decision about coming to the show and staying safe. So the good news is shows are scheduled, they're really good. The bad news is we don't want to announce them until we're ready to announce them and we can get you here. This is a very subtle and high-tech way of doing this. Will there be a 20th anniversary season? So this is a real thing. To be honest, just like you, I'm going through some pretty challenging experiences during this Corona transition. And I've missed birthdays, I've missed graduations, I've missed a funeral. We've all missed them. We've all missed funerals, we've all missed graduations, we've all missed anniversaries, we've all missed the birth of new children, and we've all missed birthdays. And I believe that we still have reason to celebrate. I believe that you don't have to celebrate a birthday on someone's birthday. The important thing is that you celebrate them. I think one of it's taught us is that coming together as community has great value and we should celebrate that experience. So should we have a 20th anniversary celebration? Absolutely, because for 20 years we've been working together to change lives, to delight, to bring joy. We need to have a 20th anniversary celebration. Here's one. Why should I renew my Friends membership without a known season? So I probably have a little bias in this, but let me use myself as an example a little bit. Every year I make some gifts. I give money to a couple charities and things that I support. So I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep giving to the Rotary Foundation. I'm going to keep giving the United Way. I'm going to keep giving to the Friends of the Gallagher Bluedorn. I'm going to give to lots of different groups that I've always supported because I really care about those organizations. And I think you should care about organizations. I think you should care about the Friends of the Gallagher Bluedorn because we are at a tough time. Boy, there's an awful lot of organizations that you care about who aren't getting revenue anymore. We're not selling tickets. And so our primary source of revenue is gone. And in those challenging times, I will tell you that it becomes an existential question. Do you want to have a Gallagher Bluedorn, or do you want to have a United Way, or do you want to have a Rotary Club there when we come out of Corona? I believe that each of us makes a personal decision about the kind of community we want to live in. So I'd encourage you to think hard about that. And I'd encourage you, if you care about the Gallagher Bluedorn, if you want us to be stronger when we come out of Corona than when we went in, you get to make a big difference in that choice. And so consider giving to Friends, not because you're going to get immediate benefit, but because in a year or so, when the virus is gone, when we have it under control, you'll be able to celebrate with the rest of us and live in the kind of community you want to live in. All right. Ooh, this is a hard one. What will the show experience be like when you reopen? So this is really hard to play. Now, we've been doing enormous amounts of research. CDC, Department of Health Iowa, Blackhawk County Department of Health. We've been working with international and national organizations to develop standards of care and procedures. And in fact, some of our staff members have actually led in the creation of some of those standards and expectations and procedures, all designed to keep people safe. So we've got an arsenal of things we can do to keep the virus at bay when you come to a show at the Gallagher Bluedorn. And we will be using some of them. Maybe not all of them, but we'll be using some of them. So when you come to the Gallagher Bluedorn, it's likely masking will be part of that experience. It's likely that social distancing will be part of that experience. I can tell you that touchless ticketing, touchless concessions, where you don't have any handing over of anything, will be part of that reality. I can tell you we'll have people cleaning all points of entrance, and providing hand sanitizing, hand washing stations like they've never done. We'll be supporting you keeping yourself safe, and we'll be supporting us keeping you safe. And so there'll be a lot more work, and we'll have to work together to have that experience. It will not be the same during this transition period, because for a while, if we want to have the joy of the show, we might have to give up a little personal comfort. Might. But I can also tell you this. At the end of this thing, your experience in the hall will be just like it was if you came to one of the sold-out shows in December. Just like it was. But behind the scenes, it'll be a little different. Because behind the scenes, that touchless ticketing and touchless concessions experience that keeps you from becoming a vector for the flu or cold, you'll be protected from that. Our bathroom, the support of hand washing, our cleaning protocols will all be upgraded. The Gallagher coming out of this will be a safer place than it was before the pandemic. Oh, thought we were done. How can I support the Gallagher Bluedorn and the arts right now? And this is a bigger question, because the Gallagher Bluedorn is part of our arts community. Our partners, the School of Music, the Theater Department, the Symphony, they're all parts of our arts community. Our peers at the Hearst Center and at the Grout Museum and at the Waterloo Center for the Arts, all parts of this community. And there's a whole bunch of other players, Ulster Region, I could go on and on. We are lucky that we are rich with cultural communities. But I will tell you right now, we are all facing the same challenges. We are all facing the same challenges, and we are dependent on the kindness and the support you give us to stay alive. So here's 3 things you can do, and you can do it for Gallagher, you can do it for everybody, the people you care about. First off, support friends groups. I will tell you, there are active friends groups at almost everything I just named, and for the Gallagher Bluedorn, the friends are absolutely critical to our continued work. In fact, Friends dollars are the primary source of the revenue that is funding our research. As we develop new practices, as we integrate new technology to make you safer at the Gallagher Bluedorn, as we fund streaming and our drive-in movies, and really every innovation we've done through this corona pandemic has been funded by the Friends. They are the money that we need to move forward. So think about Friends, and it's not just us. Other organizations have Friends groups too. Think about them as well. Stay connected. So it's been a while since we talked, and one of the reasons it's been a while is because I started receiving updates from every not-for-profit I know every other day. And to be honest, it became kind of background noise. There was no news in it. There was nothing I could use. It didn't move me forward. It didn't change my thinking. It didn't help me support them or move their mission forward. They over-communicated. And so we've been very intentional about not over-communicating. When we reach out, it's because we want feedback from you, or because we want to be transparent about what's going on at the Gallagher Bluedorn. So I encourage you to stay connected. Don't close, don't throw away the email without opening it. Don't block us on Facebook. Keep listening, because when we talk, we're doing it in a focused way, and we won't waste your time. And frankly, we're reliant on feedback from you to be more effective. So thank you for that. And then the last thing, and this is a thing for everybody, Gallagher supporters, anybody else, have faith. Boy, this has been an unprecedented thing. None of us expected it. None of us knew what would come of it. When we talk now about the floods of 2008, it's almost with a fondness, because this unprecedented thing has interrupted our lives like it never has before. No one alive, no one having this experience has had an interruption like this in their lives. But we're going to come through. Things are going to get better. We're going to come through stronger. And so have faith in the Gallagher Bluedorn. We will keep you safe when you come to see us. We will entertain and delight you, and we will consistently and continually work to serve you better. So trust us. Have faith. Have faith we'll all come through, and we will all come through it together. So anyway, I want to thank my off-screen assistant, Chad, and I want to thank you for giving me your attention. Do stay connected. We'll be in touch again soon. As things change, as things don't change, we'll still be in touch. So take care.